The integrity of a message or software or digital signature is verified using the hash algorithms. These are made against the birthday attacks. Message digest of fixed length is produced by the hash function, and it uniquely characterizes the message and its length, and this is independent. So, when the hash function is processed, the birthday attack refers to the probability that two random messages generate the same message digest. The user messages are replaced with these messages. The receiver here is not able to identify the replacement of the messages even if he tries to compare it with the message digest, because those two are different. So, unauthorized access to the network to obtain unencrypted passwords, watching around the user desktop, taking access to the database, or guessing both by a random or systematic manner. They are the few common mechanisms to validate users' information system. There are two methods applied to launch an effective password attack. They are the brute force attack and the dictionary attack. Brute force. It is a method by applying some logic guessing and trying password randomly related to a person's name, job title, hobbies, and more. Dictionary attack. Here, hackers use this method by copying an encrypted file that holds a password. The commonly used password dictionary is applied with the same encryption, and the results are compared to gain access to a host or a network. So, an account lockout policy which locks the account after 3 unsuccessful password attempts should be implemented to defend the host or a network from dictionary or brute force attack. The user details like credit card numbers, passwords, and their private information sent over the network are gained by the attacker in this type. This attack can be passive or sometimes active in nature and occurs through the interruption of the network traffic. Once again, this is of two types. One is the passive eavesdropping and the other one is the active eavesdropping. Passive eavesdropping. Here, the user information hacked by spying the transmission of a message in a network by a hacker. Active eavesdropping. This is also named as probing, scanning, or tampering. Here, hacker acts as a friendly unit by concealing himself, and he can grab information actively and send queries to the transmitters. Passive eavesdropping detection is more important than active because by conducting passive attack, the attacker gains information of the neighbor units in active attacks. Encryption of data is the best and one of the security measures in handling the eavesdropping attacks. Sending an email which can look from trusted sources but actually is from an attacker is known as phishing. The attack is carried out to trick the user to give out all personal information or sensitive material that the attacker seeks, or he can make use of the user to visit a potentially malicious page. These pages are very attractive. This type of attack can be broadly classified under social engineering. Certain phishing attacks can also make the user to download potential malicious program which can affect the user's system's working condition and expose personal data of the victim. Phishing attack is targeted towards a wide range of users, and generally email is a form in which it can happen, and emails here are chosen at random. There are further types. One such type is a spear phishing attacks. When a phishing attack is conducted on a targeted audience, this is generally known as spear phishing. The messages that are created can be personally identifiable by the user, or it can be from a well-known source, which is very common in spear phishing attacks. Since these types of attacks are a form of social engineering, it is important for the potential victim to be highly vigilant. Following are the steps that can be taken to avoid these types of phishing attacks. It is important to analyze an email before following a link. Checking the source of the email is always important if it requests for any data or if it asks for the user to download a document. Hovering over a link will reveal the actual address of the web page, which can help the user to identify the potential attack. Drive-by attack. It's also known as drive-by download attacks. Drive-by download attacks are the methods used for scattering malware. Unused websites are searched by the hackers and they run a malicious script into the HTTP and PHP codes which install malware on the host directly. So, then the visitors of the websites will be redirected to a different website that are controlled by the hackers. Download operation normally happens by viewing an internet site, email, or by a pop-up window. An operating system application or a web browser that have failed to update, they are vulnerable to these types of drive-by download attacks. So, operating systems and browsers should always be updated to protect from drive-by download attacks. And also, the users must avoid internet websites that have malicious codes. Often, user sites can also be hacked. So, to avoid this, user must avoid running unnecessary programs and applications on a device. The devices using more plugins are vulnerable to these types of attacks, and ultimately they may be misused. This section briefly presented all the cyber attacks from the technical perception. Some of the important attacks and how they affect the security features of the organization, the databases, and the resources are discussed in this section in detail. Let us try to explore all these in a much more better content in the coming weeks. Thank you.